A special hello to all my fellow multiversal hopefuls, haters, and even all you Shaggy players out there. Hello, welcome back to McFly, my little corner on the internet where I just sit around here and talk about video games and stuff. And in this one, we're going to be talking about Multiversus, but more specifically, this will be the last leak video for anything Multiversus probably ever. And for anyone living under a rock, if you don't know, Multiversus will be ending its run, Season 5, May 30th, 2025. And in this video, you're going to get everything. Everything we have a picture of, even if it's just a little inkling of some form of code. This will be the end-all, be-all for anything Multiversus. And along the way, we're going to see if this will be released in this last Season 5 or not. Because there's a lot here that possibly is finished that is not in the final product of the game right now. So that's still up in the air. Jeez. But before I do hop into it, I want to say a few things about Multiversus Season 5 and all of its changes. And I kind of just want to say, what the hell? Hashtag save Multiversus, am I right? And it's not really an exaggeration. They really did fix up this game just for it to die in May. And with that being said, of course, not everything is perfect, but the gameplay is the closest thing it's ever been to the beta release of this game. The biggest argument right now is that the game should have launched back in Season 1 a year ago in this state. This probably would have gave it more of a hope for living. And then everywhere else I look, it just seems like one huge improvement. Rifts actually has a reward, an incentive to play. Arena is a huge improvement. At the end of the day, characters probably should have been free to play no matter what, just open roster. But even then, we have a huge roster now. I don't want to divert into a Season 5 review here. This is the video about the leaks. But just seeing everything that Season 5 has to offer, it makes me wonder why this wasn't the product back in Season 1, and then they could have built off this. I said it before, whether you love it or hate it, we can all agree this game is one big wasted potential. But I digress. Like I said, this thing is about Multiversus leaks and everything we didn't get and probably will never. And I'm kind of laughing at myself right now because the card I used to stay on track says to give you a spoiler warning, but what's the point of a spoiler warning when probably none of this will ever see the light of day? So, here you go. What I can't throw out the door is the thank you to all the people that have helped leak and just keep this game alive in a way. First off, I gotta give a big thank you to Game Guardian for making me and just building this large group community that we have on Discord. I will link the Discord in the description down below, but just know that it was a Discord for Multiversus leaks. At the very least, just know that it's a community of some fun people. And then after Game Guardian, a huge thank you to Infurium, Scarf, and Dr. Wavy. I'm sorry if I missed anybody else, but these have been the main people that I've seen drop leaks and just have genuine enthusiasm for the game. And lastly, I gotta give a huge thank you to the Discord community itself. Whether you've been interacting along the way or just reading, helping along with tips and tricks, it's been a blast. I can't thank you enough. So without further ado and me done rambling, let's get into the last leak video for Multiversus ever. Okie dokie, I thought no better place to start than our Season 5 fighters, which will be the last fighters entered into Multiversus. But surprisingly enough, they weren't put in with all their skins, so I'm wondering if they're going to be added in later. They look pretty much complete. So much so that we've even seen a few in the trailers before. But before I go any further, this is the list we've been working with in our Discord. I was so excited with this list. I know it's not as extravagant as half the things that are floating out there, whether they be made up, an old leak from the beta, or what have you. I thought this was great, and I could not wait to see if they ever did Static Shock. I thought that was so cool. But, like I said, wasted potential. First up, we have Aquaman. Had this game survived, I imagine they would have released all these event skins, because Aquaman has a Shark Hat skin, he has a Matrix skin, he has one of those cartoon skins. It stands to reason Lola does too. But then we also have this one here, which is his old classic Aquaman look. And they didn't release this in Season 5. It's pretty much done right here, ready to go. And I've even seen it in the Rift, so I don't understand why this wasn't available. As for Lola Bunny, we do have a couple skins in-game, but what we don't have is her OG Space Jam outfit. Some kind of futuristic Coliseum, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Tron. And then the one we saw in the trailer, which seems to be like a Splinter Cell spy outfit, which looks really dope. I don't know why this isn't in the game. It's pretty much here. So there's that, just random skins. I don't know why they're not in there just for people to dump their Gleamium into. They even have the Lola Bunny voice pack. That's nowhere to be seen. I thought this was going to be part of the login thing. I don't know. Speaking of which, Multiversus is ending, so I don't really care about playing these, so I will. But Lola had voice lines talking to Daffy, so Daffy was definitely in the lineup somewhere along the way.
Just follow my lead, Duck. Teamed up with Daffy. All right. Just stop the spitting, okay? Watch my back, Duck. Daffy?
It's just a shame to hear, and it makes me wonder why he wasn't here sooner. And now we can move on to all the unreleased skins that we have actual images for, and even more wondering why they're not in this game right now. Some are going to be concepts, some are going to be actual images. To be honest, this was my favorite part of ever doing the leaks or anything. I loved seeing all the variants that were coming out. Alright, first up, for any Wonder Woman fans, we have a Rosie the Riveter style skin. And for anyone who knows, it's that inspirational poster, I think from the 50s, like with the woman that holds up. It's a pretty dope idea, and I think this was to go alongside the Superman one that's on the Battle Pass. It's kind of like from the same era. After that, we have what I'm going to call Street Cred Taz. I've been waiting for this to come out. I thought it was going to be a prestige store item. Look at this. This looks so cool. I wish I could use this. And where is it? It's been in here since like season 3. Up next, we have also everyone's favorite that they've been waiting for since probably season 3, and that's the Crow Skin Rick. This has been sitting here for I don't know how long. They even teased it in a patch note picture one time. It's like, why? Especially if you're not going to release it. But I do have good news. It is going to be released in this last season in an arena event. Basically the same way we just got the new Agent Skinsmith. I think it's 2 arena events from now. Actually, let's just shift gears real quick. It seems like the structure for Season 5 is going to be Rogue Rift, Arena Event, Rogue Rift, Arena Event, so on and so forth. So basically, we just had the Nubia Valentine Rogue Rift, then it was the Agent Smith Valentine skin, and now we're going to have a Rogue Rift with a Raven skin. It's this Raven skin. Can anybody let me know what this is from? It's very cool. I just don't know what the theme is or what this is from. But we're going to be able to earn that. And then the next arena event, I'm pretty sure, will be one of these. And that's going to be, oh, I didn't even actually realize till now, the Wonder Woman skin. So that will be in the game. And then for anybody who's a Jason fan and been looking for one of those new squeaky clean Jason skins, you'll be able to earn the Burning Jason skin through one of the arena events. And then, like I said, the Crow Rick skin will be in also another arena event. The only question is what order, because I don't know. Hopefully sooner than later, because I know the game is shutting down and we want to play with some of these skins that we're excited for before the game shuts down. But there's that. That's basically how Season 5 is going to be running that we can see. There may be a few surprises here and there, hopefully. I just, take it with a grain of salt. But back to skins, we also have Stripe the Construction Worker. This has been in the files for I don't even know how long, maybe even Season 2. We do have Mad Jack, and we are going to be earning him through the last Rogue Rift. Next up, we have Arya and one of her iconic looks from the show. This has been in here for I don't know how long. Did you know we were supposed to have different event skins for that first Agent Smith event back in Season 1? But every character was supposed to have sunglasses on a certain skin. After that, we have Classic Superman. This is the original art style Superman. This is just something, again, that's been waiting in the files for I don't know how long. They never did anything with it. Then back to my Jason fans, we have Freddy vs. Jason. And this one just looks so nice, right down to the detail. After that, we have another Taz skin, Taz the Painter. After that, for anybody who knows the Permafrost Stripe skin in the Prestige store, we have Permafrost Gizmo. But for some reason is not in the game, again. Why? Next, we have another Raven skin, which seems to be another Raven High School skin, similar to the Mystic Vista skin. It's an odd choice to make 2 high school skins. Granted, she is a Teen Titan. I just thought it was a weird choice, but it still looks pretty cool. I like the hair choice. Tiny shout out to Future Steven skin. And then this one's total missed opportunity. This one just makes me sad because it's the only inkling of Scooby-Doo we'll ever get in this game. And there's slippers. Now, this one was actually in the store, or was put into the store when Season 5 first updated. But then the longer we played on stream, we went back to the store and noticed it was taken back out. So I don't know what the thinking was. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be there and it's a glitch that it's gone. I know a lot of people would have liked to actually pick up this one and play with it. Representing Scooby in the final hours. And that's all I got for actual finished skins. All I have now is placeholder images, which are basically what they plan to do. They had planned to do a Black Lantern Batman. We had Bugs as a knight. They had Ice King Finn. I wish this was done. This would have looked awesome. Now for a few Ringouts, and I would have loved to have this one. Anything with Samurai Jack. Just yes, please. Here's your classic explosion. This one would have been great for Halloween. Anything Scooby-Doo, man. I will take it. Give me 14 of them. Even followed with the next one. If I was a Velma main, I would want this immediately. And in multiversal fashion, they probably would have gave us this one for free because they love to give anything Velma for free. And then, of course, it wouldn't be multiversal rewards without player cards. These are the only ones that I could find that haven't really been released. I love the telephone. Even the Game of Thrones. I feel like this game never fully leaned into the Game of Thrones IP. We only got Arya. I would have loved to see a Jon Snow or maybe a Jaime Lannister as more of like a, like a sword fighting character. That would have been cool. And then we have a lot of banners. I'm sure these were very easy to make, especially when you have the fandom you do. Even in the banner department, it was basically a DC party. There's a lot of Batman the animated series. Actually, I wish a lot of these would have released. There's even one with Batman brooding. I love it. But then all the others, they have like Shazam, I think just a crap ton of banners, which, the more the merrier, I guess. It's all a loss now, so what can we do? Just admire the artwork, right? As for emotes, we did have a bunch of unreleased emotes. They started to go into the musical route. I'm curious where that would have took them. Steven had his ukulele. Morty had a tambourine. That one looked really fun. I don't really have an animation, but they also had one for Bugs and a pie. They got Stripe smelling his armpit, just being Stripe. Lola even has another emote, but it's not in the game. I guess it's just like doing the L. And another emote that they keep dangling in my face, and they had it in the trailers. And we've had it actually since season 4. Batman eating a hot dog. And then lastly for cosmetics, we have all the missed opportunity of stickers. For anybody who loved collecting the stickers and using them. I sure had a few that I gravitated towards, especially the press F in the chat button. I love that one. First up, I got Batman's Angry, which I would have loved to have this. I thought this one was dope too, and I can only imagine how cool this would be if you were actually a two-man team of Batman, Superman. Then we had Bugs crying. We had Finn making his meme face. There's actually a player card of this one in the Battle Pass, but would have been cool to have the actual emote. Then we had LeBron blowing his mind. Finn again, but more of an admiring face. A really cool Taz emote that breaks through the boundaries. I would have loved to have this. We have Dancing Poop, and then my personal favorite that never got released, Everything's Fine. But a really cool idea nonetheless. And now for the last bit before we move on to the final thoughts section of the video is the maps. And with the maps, I'm going to show everything that's leaked, whether it be a possible image, work in progress, any of it. This has all been in the files, confirmed as of we know. I'm going to start off with a couple we've seen before, which would have been Coyote Canyon. This one's Acme themed for anybody like Coyote and Roadrunner. This would have been awesome. I imagine the middle would have exploded and then it would have became two pieces, like two sides. Another one was Pinky and the Brain. This one was leaked back in like season 4 or season 3. I don't know why this one ever came to fruition. We thought this was going to be in season 5. I showed this one in another leak video, and I found out this was called Over the Garden Wall. I've never heard of that cartoon. I definitely need to check it out, but we even have footage this time of this one. For this to at least show something was in the works. It was more than just a picture or a concept image. This one was definitely on the way. These I've also showed before. It's a day and night cycle of a map, and I'm pretty sure this was Primal. Everybody else agreed that was pretty much the census. And now this one's super interesting. This is like a Mad Max themed map. It's a very cinematic map in its own. I wish this one would have been finished. This was also a work in progress. And then lastly, images of other works in progress. We had Barbie's Playhouse and what looks to be a Quidditch championship type of map. We had the brooms, you had the banners down there. Work in progress, opportunity missed. And in every video, I like to ask the audience a question generally for the comments. Obviously, you can comment whatever you want, but I like to ask a general question. And what map from what WB property would have you liked to see in the game? I know we always ask characters, but what map would have you liked to see? I would have liked to see more Adult Swim influence in the game, and for that, even if it wasn't a character, I wish we would have got the front street from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Whether it had Carl in the background, you could have put so many different Easter eggs in there. Hand Banana, the Brood Witch, whatever it be. And now lastly, we have the final thoughts and just the little bits of what possibly would have came in the future. We had a bunch of platform fight outfits. They only released 3 this past year with Plat Fight. I imagine they were saving the rest for if the game went on another year. Along with that, they also had gems they were working on. Stripe was going to get a new gem. It looks like Joker. This one's obviously bugs, but I don't know who this one would be for. I guess you guys would have to help me out with this one. And just adding one more reason why I wish this game would have went to Season 6, I would have loved to see what this was going to be. There's code, and of course we can just speculate what it was fully going to be, but it looks like some kind of community guild, what do you want to call it, like faction type of thing. Obviously in the little code bits we do have, there's different commands, and there's even placeholder images for like backgrounds of how it would have looked like in game, and they use the word guilds, so I imagine this would have been a community thing. Maybe it would have gave more purpose to Toast. It looks like it had the building blocks of becoming something, which also leads me to the end of this video and saying, how abrupt was this shutdown? It looks like they were working on stuff, and I'm wondering when the team actually found out. Makes me wonder they found out the week before we did, because from the work I see, it almost seems so abrupt. And speaking of game management, I am working on a video about the whole fallout of Multiversus, and all the he said, she said, and all the drama. It does seem to have died down a little bit, so I've collected it all, and that's probably going to be the next Multiversus video. So whether you hate it, love it, whatever. Thank you for watching this one. If you want to check out the next one, it's going to be about all that. For me, this game will always be one giant what if. And I can't help but think we could possibly see it in a third form one day. Obviously, money can make anything happen. But sadly, even with this closure news, the numbers have not really bumped up significantly enough at least even to save the game. So the game's definitely on the outs. But what I can say is I'm happy for the memories. What a great idea. Hopefully PFG does something with its studio in the future, you know, has better management to take on some kind of better game in the future. I'm curious to see where that's going to go. But as for Multiversus, it just seems like it's doom and gloom until May. Obviously, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far, watching all the Multiversus videos, playing, supporting the game. We're going to keep covering the game, of course, until it closes down. But as for this has been your last Multiversus leak video. It's been a wild ride. I wish it wasn't ending, but at least we were all part of history in the end. Thank you again. A like is always appreciated, and I will catch you out there in the Multiversus.
A friend taught me this one.
Peanut butter jelly!
A friend taught me this one. A friend taught me this one.